Let me talk about marketing with and without us using backlinks and other avenues and the idea of the directory. Just like, how do all these things fit together? Well, one of the biggest things there is for rank is backlinks. Backlinks is like 85% of how you rank. What does it mean? It means that the more other websites have a link to your website vis-a-vis your competitors, like say you have 10 other websites mentioning you, but your competitor has 20 equal value websites mentioning them, they're probably going to outrank you on at least that algorithm. Now, maybe you outrank them on other algorithms, but it's cumulative scores, right? Maybe you have video in your pages and they don't have video in theirs. That kind of helps you, but they still have more backlinks, and that tends to outweigh whether they have a video or not, unless their user experience is so bad and yours is so good, right? So there is no exact answer. It's just all these pieces form algorithmic scores. Google adds the score of every little thing about your website and adds the score of every little thing about theirs, compares them, and may the best man win for the moment until they're beaten by you if you're coming through us, because we can just expand everything so fast that they have to pay through the nose to catch up every time and you don't. Crazy. We can just go way bigger than them immediately, right? Like a tsunami wave crashing over the top of them. They're never going to catch up. And even if they do one day, we'll just tsunami wave over the top of them again. They'll never catch up. Okay. So what am I aiming for here? I'm not sure anymore. All right, I think I'm going to leave you with that note, because that by itself is already something to understand, that automation and the fact that we can fix anything for either no cost or barely a cost compared to anything that the competitors would want or need is awesome. We can update all the websites behind the scenes automatically. We can change out images, update contents, move things around on all the sites, flip things around on all the sites, change things that seem too similar if they cause footprints. If we missed a period in the third sentence of the fourth paragraph on page 3296 on website 412, website project 412, then the next time we do a certain kind of an update, it'll naturally put that period in place anyway, in the act of either doing nothing else or doing everything else that we had planned for that upgrade. In other words, we can control things granularly or mass, and we can do it so efficiently. One of the biggest things to keep in mind is this. Google wants to see humans behind things. Google wants to see pages change. Google doesn't want to see sameness. Sameness means you put stuff out and apparently it didn't work because you never come back. If you never put any new stuff into those pages or make some changes to those pages, you're not working with them anymore, so they must not be worth much. That's how Google sees it. The only other way Google sees value add is through backlinks coming in, right? That brings me back to my point. What about a directory? One of those algorithmic scores that Google has for a website is whether it's in a lateral directory, like vertical, or a horizontal directory. In other words, industry-based or location-based. You know, like you could have a directory for a city and it shows all the plumbers and dentists and electricians or whatever it is, money-making opportunities, anything in that city, in the surrounding metro area maybe, okay? That's one kind of a database. Is typically called a vertical. No, horizontal directory. A vertical would be it's all plumbers, but nationwide. It's all a certain kind of opportunity, but nationwide. Okay, so that's something to consider. When we create all the websites, we can automatically put links on the websites into the directory, to the right page of the directory, the page meant for that website. Because in parallel, we'll create the pages on the directory for the websites that are generated, and we'll make them each point at each other in an appropriate way. And that Google loves to see. That's awesome, okay? Raises algorithmic score high because the match makes sense. That's like if you have a link to your Facebook account from your website, and your Facebook account mentions your website and links to it, okay? Same thing, same with Twitter, same with Instagram, same with Pinterest, same with YouTube, all right? Same with LinkedIn, same with your directory, okay? We can create a social icon for your directory to give it clout and make it more powerful. By the way, Directories are more powerful than websites. Google tends to treat directories better, depending on how you set them up. So if you set up a directory to get a lot of traffic, put all your websites in it. Cool thing, make sure that they aren't all 5-star, right? If all the websites are there, let's mix and match. We're going to have 5-star, 4.5-star, 4-star, 3.5-star, 3-star, 2.5-star, and 2-star. Maybe some 1-stars. And we're just going to mix and match that all the way through. Why? So that when people look at a list in Denver, say, and they see 10 results, some rank higher than others, and that just gives them a reason to click that one or that one. You're helping them choose. Okay? There are a lot of ways to think through this stuff. And if somebody gets assigned one of those sites, you're going to change it to a 4.5-star. Usually 5 stars kind of look fake anymore, but it really depends on what you're doing, right? 4.5-star usually looks a lot more realistic, and people tend to go for those more than the 5 stars. Just something to keep in mind. But it's up to you, whatever you want to do.